should I say aloha? I feel like that was really cheesy, but it's just what it is. So I wanted to do a pack with me video, but then I was like, that might be a little boring and I could maybe just do that for a future video if you really want to see that. But instead, I wanted to do some semi-updated packing tips as an ode to my older packing tips video from like 2013 or 2014-ish. I did that way back when it ended up being like a minute or like too long video. I used to edit like so condensed and quick, and now I'm used to just making longer videos. I wanted to kind of just revisit that idea, and since I've traveled a little bit more since then, just give you my ideas as an adult now, since I was a teenager back then. And this is my tips for packing with a carry-on, especially if you're on a budget for traveling. I see you, I hear you, that is me. I totally understand what it's like to be on a budget when you're traveling, and checking luggage can be such a huge sigh of relief because then you can be able to pack more things, have freedom with that. However, it is kind of fun to challenge yourself and have a carry-on and just pack stuff in that. So this is how I do it, and if you want to learn some more tips, here we go. My first tips, and I have them written down on this really old elementary school notebook that I had random pieces of paper left in. So okay, here we go. My first tip is to lay a larger item on the bottom of your suitcase that you can then wrap around your other clothes when you're done packing. This is something I've seen. It's not original to me by any means. This is such a lifesaver because my one item that's really big, for example, is this really long Free People dress. I love it. It's great and it's perfect for the beach. However, it's so long and big when I like try and roll it up that it takes up way more space than it would laying it down like a blanket and then wrapping it around my other clothes once those are all done, and then just securing it into place with the little buckle elastic thing, and then it's all set to go. I've seen people do this with towels, and I think even things like pillowcases or sweaters, and it's such a good idea, especially if you have items that you're wanting to pack. My next tip, which is pretty easy, is to roll your items up. I have seen rolling and folding and all that stuff. I used to just fold clothes and then throw them in. Honestly, I think that rolling does kind of condense and give you a little bit more space with like shoving things in compact spaces, especially with a carry-on since that is a smaller size suitcase. I love rolling my stuff, and then I usually find that my stuff isn't that wrinkly at all. Like I don't know if it's just because I just really take my time rolling them or whatever. It's kind of like rolling a sleeping bag. My next tip is to put any makeup and fragrance or liquidy things into a gallon-sized bag. I think this is a rule for TSA anyways, but my little side tip with this is to write down what you have in the bag / label whatever containers you're using. I actually do this because sometimes not all the containers you're using have the fluid ounces on there. If it doesn't, I check like the tag that I got it from. For instance, I got some little travel size things from the dollar store and it didn't have the actual fluid ounces on the containers for some reason, so instead I just wrote with permanent marker on the bottom. So if they are curious how many fluid ounces are in there or how much it can hold, then it just says 0.68 fluid ounces and I'm set to go. This is also just really helpful in case if something spills, then it's all just compact into that one part and it's easier to wash stuff rather than getting it all over your clothes. My next tip is to wear your heavier items. So I love wearing my denim jacket and like a sweatshirt or something. I always wear layers when I'm on the airplane, so this is more so kind of a packing tip, but also a tip for just flying in general. Also, you could wear like your most heavy shoes or most heavy pants. As nice as it is to be comfortable on the airplane, it's nice to also not have to worry about putting super heavy items in your carry-on, especially if that's what you're trying to do. I always wear my heavier items, so I'll either wear like tennis shoes or more heavy sandals, and then I usually just wear leggings, and then I'll wear my denim jacket layered over top like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, and that way I can just take layers off, use it as a blanket, and then also just have the ease of mind and not worrying about my carry-on being too heavy. And moving on, I also recommend making a very organized packing list like I do. I guess mine's probably more like messy organized, but I'll show you. This is what mine looks like, and I like to make it fun. It's not really color coordinated by any means, but I just thought breaking up the colors would make it easier to read. And I just make little boxes so I can check it off and make sure that I have that item, and I go over it a few times just to make sure that I didn't forget anything. And I put it in the categories of clothing, accessories, beauty, travel required information, especially for Hawaii. There's a lot of travel required items that you need to bring, and then random stuff, so like my towels and a water bottle, chargers, electronics, things like that. that. So that's just something I do. I sometimes will pack by category, so I'll do clothing first, then I'll do my accessories, and then beauty, bath products, things like that. Very easy, and that's just how my brain works. If yours doesn't want to go that route, that's totally fine. Definitely take that with a grain of salt, but it's a fun way to just have a little bit more of an ease when you're packing. And my last tip is to set reminders in your phone. No matter what phone you have, I believe you can set reminders in your phone. And I do this for things that I know I might forget, even if I write it down on my packing list. Surprisingly, things like my retainer, because I wear a removable top retainer. That thing, I love it. I wear it every day. I don't know why I said I love it, because I don't know.
12 seconds later.
No, but I always forget my retainer, so I always make sure I have that. And one more tip that I forgot to share with you is to pack things inside of themselves. So for instance, I'm bringing a few purses with me just so I have options. One of them, I mean, that's just wasted space. So instead, I'm gonna put like my headscarf in there, and I'm also gonna put some clear elastics, which I know could probably fit in my makeup bag, but I might as well just find space where I can. And you could do that with socks. You could put your underwear in any added bags, whatever works for you. And that's something that I do. You could also do that with hats. I've seen people put a hat down and then they stuff the hat full of different things and wrap stuff around it, so then the hat also stays in its form. Just different ideas, and I hope that those helped you out. So those are all my packing tips, and kind of coinciding with travel tips, and I hope that they helped you out just a little bit, give you an ease of mind when going into packing. I know that's been a while since most of us have traveled. Have fun, and definitely subscribe and like this video if you like it. That helps my channel grow into a wonderful and beautiful sunflower. I hope that you have a great, marvelous week whenever you're seeing this. Great time of day, and shine bright always. See you next time. Bye.